Everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. I'm live on stream as we're taking a look at every new card that we know about in Eevee Grove. And we're gonna we'll rank them. We can rank them based on coin flips, 1 to 5 coin flips. We'll see what they all look like here. Obviously, we've seen some of the EXs. We've seen 3 of the EXs in the set. And if you take a look at a normal, mini set here, if you take a look at EXs, oftentimes you're gonna have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So seeing 3 of them here leads me to believe we could still have Umbreon, we could still have Espeon, and we could have some things that we don't expect, right? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these cards here, right? One of the stars of the set, a lot of people think this is going to be the crown rare or the immersive of the set, is Eevee EX. There's no question that Eevee EX is going to be important for all of these decks for a few reasons, right? So it's got 90 HP, it is a basic, it is normal type, or colorless, I should say, weak to fighting. Its ability, Evolve. This Pokemon can evolve into any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon. This Pokemon can't evolve during your first turn or the turn you play it. With 1 colorless energy, you can do 30 damage with bite. Now, obviously, the big thought is, okay, so a couple things. I see Jay on TikTok asking this. So I don't understand the ability. Isn't that just how evolving works? Well, not exactly, because normally if you look at a card, like let's say you are trying to put a Alolan Muck out into the game, you can't put that on top of regular Grimer, right? It has to be a Alolan Grimer. So with Eevee EX, this is a tricky one because all of the Eevees will say, if you look at like Leafeon here, evolves from Eevee up at the top left of the card here, but Eevee EX like moves past that. So because of that, you are now able to have not only 2 base Eevees in your deck, but also 2 of the Eevee EXs. So you can have 4 Eevees in your deck that could all evolve. You could have Eevee EXs evolve into non-EX Pokemon. So you have a deck that, unless you get caught with your Eevee EX, you're not giving up EX points. So there are like a few different things around there, right? That's what they're trying to do with this set. So that's our first card. Pretty weak damage, but that's like the whole idea behind it, right? If you take a look at our next one, we'll do the EXs first. We have Flareon EX. I think a lot of people... Oh, I didn't rate that card. I think the entire set's going to revolve around Eevees. So the worst I'd rate that card is like 3 coin flips, I think. Maybe it's even higher. Maybe it's even 4. But the whole set's going to revolve around Eevees. So I feel like you got to rate it like... It's going to be a important card. Flareon EX, 150 HP for a stage 1, pretty dang solid HP. The ability Combust allows you to attach fire energy from your discard pile to this Pokemon, and if you do that, you do 20 damage. And you can do that once per turn. This could be on the bench the entire time. You could power it up over multiple turns. The way energy enters your discard pile, there's a bunch of ways. If one of your Pokemon with energy on it gets knocked out, that's discarded. There are cards that specifically discard energy. You know, think of something like Turtonator. When it attacks, it discards 1 fire energy. There are cards that when you retreat, that energy counts as a discard. When someone Team Rocket grunts you or hits you with Guzzlord, those are all like ways discards. That's always energy is discarded in this game and goes to your discard pile. So it's not there naturally, you know, like turn 1, you can't put energy on this, but as you move through the game, you can. For 3 energy, Fire Spin will deal 130 damage, which is actually pretty solid. 130 is pretty good. And you discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Interestingly enough, you could end up using your Fire Spin while putting no energy on this from Combust early, so you still have 150 HP. After you use this, using Combust at the start of your next turn, plus putting an energy on, you can then attack again for 130. I think this is actually a pretty good card. Oh, great. Steve-O in the chat, too. Good call out. If you don't attach energy, it goes in the discard pile as well. So there are a lot of ways that energy makes its way to the discard pile. Weak to water, which is a type that has been pretty irrelevant for a while. 2 retreat cost. This one seems pretty good. I think this is a solid EX. I'm gonna say like three coin flips for now as well. With maybe like a little side of who knows what's coming with the next coin flip. Am I right? I think this one could be pretty good for sure. Yeah, especially with like a lot of the fire cards that like to discard. This one might be better than most. 130 damage, also quite good. Next, we have Sylveon EX. This is the 2-star art that we're seeing for it right now. 140 HP, which I don't love. I like... You want more HP. One of the problems is if anything can get one shot in this game, it's rough. This card is one shot by Solgaleo, which is rough, right? Solgaleo is a good card. It only needs 2 energy. It gets online super fast, and Solgaleo one-shots it because this card is weak to metal. So that's like not super fun for it, but we don't know what Solgaleo is going to look like in the new meta, right? Obviously evolves from Eevee. Its ability, however, is insane. Like, its ability is so unbelievably good. Happy Ribbon. Once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your benched Pokemon, you may draw 2 cards. Holy, that is so good. I mean, that's just crazy. Yeah, it's essentially having a 3rd Oak in your deck. It's nuts. If you were to, and if you have 2 Sylveon EXs in your deck, you've got Professor Oak gives you 2, Professor Oak gives you 2, Sylveon and Sylveon. You are drawing 8 of your cards in a 20-card deck just with hitting those cards. I mean, crazy good. Like, unbelievably good. And then Fairy Wind, you've got 70 damage for 2 energy. Not amazing, honestly. Low damage, but I think the big incredible thing with Sylveon is you can do some damage while at the same time you can use the ability Happy Ribbon. So that's like the big trade-off, right? This is, it's not deck thinning, it's deck starvation. This is Ruby in the chat. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I honestly think this is probably the best card, the best looking card in the new set to me. The damage might be like the factor though, right? So I'm gonna say 4 coin flips for this, maybe even 5. Like, I think this could be a crazy good meta card. Now, I want to point something out here. So with Eevee EX, it says this Pokemon can evolve in any Pokemon that evolves from Eevee if you play it from your hand onto this Pokemon. And then Sylveon EX also says once during your turn, when you play this Pokemon from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon. The specificity of these 2 cards leads me to believe that we're going to have something in this set that will allow you to evolve Pokemon straight from your deck. Now, I don't know how exactly that's going to work, but I think because of this wording, I feel like we have like a few cards or something, like maybe a new supporter, or that's something down the line and they are just like prepping us for that not being something down the line, right? So they're like, this stops this card from being broken in the next set that comes out here, which could be really interesting, right? We'll see if something like that happens. Leafeon here. We have the new Leafeon, 90 HP. This is non-EX, evolves from Eevee, obviously. 1 energy for Leaf Blast, and 20 more damage for each grass energy attached to this Pokemon. Like, the obvious, like, connection here is Superior, right? If you have Superior, then the energy you're putting back on this, like, Superior running Celebi and this Leafeon or something like that, or even like Leafeon EX with this, and you're like just putting tons of energy on it, you know, you get 6 energy, 7 energy, like 3 energy on this card would be doing, with Superior on the bench, right? Would be doing 130 damage. That's crazy. That's really, really strong. So you could have a non-EX card in there with 3 energy on it doing insane damage. Leafeon feels really good for that reason, and also grass is just so dang good in general. I think this could be very, very powerful. I'm thinking something like Leafeon here is probably like a 4-coin flip. I think this could be really good, and I think you'll see some strong decks with this. This is very fun. Vaporeon, 120 HP, Hyper Whirlpool for 3 energy, one of them having to be water. Flip a coin until you get tails. For each heads, discard a random energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. Yeah. I think Vaporeon is not looking good here. This does not feel like a very good card to me. I'm probably giving it 1 coin flip. This feels like pack filler. And because it kind of feels like pack filler, I think this is... I'm hoping we see Vaporeon EX because of this. It's just too much energy for... If it was 70 damage and you guaranteed to remove an energy, then maybe, right? Now, of course, you could remove like 10 energy from your opponent's Pokemon, but I don't know. This one just feels like very, very bad. So I'm going to give it 1 coin flip, and I'm thinking we get an EX Vaporeon, but I don't know. Glaceon, non-EX Glaceon, 100 HP, Ice Blade for 2 water energy. This attack does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. We've already got cards like this in the game. Yeah, I don't know. This just feels not great. So, Zatumi in the chat, what's up, buddy? Asking, how many EXs do you think we're getting in this set? I think it'd be 5, but I don't know, because you're right, we could have more. There is a reality we get an EX for every single Eevee. I think that's kind of a great idea if they do it. In before Jake pulls 20 Vaporeon full arts day 1. I mean, you know, you've been there. I don't know. I think we're probably getting 5 with this set, but it would be cool to do 1 for each Eevee. I think that would be a great idea. Great idea. This one doesn't feel super good to me either. 1 coin, maybe 2 coins. Like, I don't know. Jolteon, Beginning Bolt. If this Pokemon evolved during this turn, this attack does 20 more damage. So, if you have it in the active spot, it evolves. You do 60 damage for a single energy. Not terrible. Not great. Kind of cool to put into a lightning deck, I guess. You know, like 60 is not bad, but then you just go right back down to doing 40. I mean, 40 for a single energy is kind of fine, but not super good for a stage 1, right? I think that's the tough thing. Yeah, I don't know. Rich in the chat says, this makes me think there could be a pickup card. That makes sense. Yeah. It could be pretty good. So, if you go first and evolve on turn 3, you can do 60 damage, which isn't bad. Like, 60 is pretty good, and, like, there are a lot of cards, that allow you to, or excuse me, there are a lot of cards that could be in that active spot that would get KO'd for 60 damage. So, it's not terrible. Not amazing. I'd probably give this like 2 coin flips, but there could be supporters that play around with these that could be very, very good. Now we have, for me, like one of the massive cards in this set. Like, this card I feel like is awesome. I can't believe this card is like, it's non-EX. Let's get into it. Espeon here, 100 HP. Energy Crush. This attack does 20 damage. You have a single energy on you. This attack does 20 damage for each energy attached to all of your opponent's Pokemon. All of your opponent's Pokemon. Holy. Like, any deck that requires a lot of energy to function, Espeon completely dumpsters it. They completely dumpster the deck. This is a 5 coin flips for me. I love this card. I think it's so dang good. Like, the Giratina Darkrai, Stoke Chart, like, so many decks sees this on the other side and is like, no! Like, even think about something like, you know, even like Buzzwole that's like common in the meta. A few of the cards obviously are low energy costs, but even Buzz takes 3 energy. So, this is just so good. So good. I think Espeon looks so good. Next, we have Umbreon here. Umbreon, Dark type, 100 HP as well. I thought it might have more HP. Dark Binding. is its attack 1 dark energy. If the defending Pokemon is a basic Pokemon, it cannot attack during your opponent's next turn. Pretty dang strong, you know? This card obviously, so much in Extra Dimensional Crisis is basic. So much. Buzzwole's basic and Guzzlord's basic. Like, so many things are basic. And this just makes it so they can't attack. Now, it should be noted that even though they can't attack, you could Celesteela and cancel this, right? This also, that's right, Zagsols, this also shuts down Darktina. So I feel like Sobble Boy says kind of has that Oricorio energy. A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. I do think this card could be pretty powerful, but there are ways to play around it, right? So we'll see. We're going to have to see. It's a status effect and not a field effect. That's right, Adam. Yeah. So it's that defending Pokemon, but if you switch it out, then you're good to go. Who do you think is going to be the gold crown? Well, my thought is Umbreon will get an EX, and maybe Umbreon will be the crown rare. I don't know. A lot of people think it's going to be Eevee, and I think that's very fair. It definitely could be Eevee. Next, I'd say I'd give that probably like 3 coin flips on the Umbreon. It looks like it could be pretty good. Swirlix, 60 HP. I'm kind of geeking out about this deck. It's one of the ones I'm most excited for. Swirlix, 60 HP. Sweets Relay does 10 damage. If one of your Pokemon used Sweets Relay last turn, it does 20 more damage. And it says if one of your Pokemon, because there are multiple Pokemon that do damage with this. This one, weak to metal right here. Milcery, weak to metal as well. Sweets Relay, 10 damage. Same thing. If someone else used it last turn, it does 20 more damage. Then we have Alcremie, 80 HP, so low HP. Sweets Overload. This attack does 40 damage for each time your Pokemon use Sweets Relay during this game. So this is like new Lake Trio to me, you know? You could definitely run Town Elder with this, absolutely. This feels like new Lake Trio, super fun. You end up doing as many as you can, and then you bring in Alcremie to, like, are these fake cards? No, this is coming next week, fans. You move in with Alcremie, and you do ludicrous damage. If you've hit with 5 of your Sweets Relay, you're KOing everything. Penny right here is the supporter in this, and I've got a controversial take on Penny, and it's that Penny is kind of terrible. However, every now and again, it's going to be pretty good. So Penny is a trainer card. It's a supporter. Look at a random supporter card that's not Penny from your opponent's deck and shuffle it back into your deck. Use the effect of that card as the effect of this card. If you put Penny in a Silvally deck, it almost guarantees value. If you put it in any other deck, it's like borderline bad to terrible. And that's about where I think it hangs out. So here's the thing with Penny. Yeah, it could be strong in mirrors. But there are going to be times where you Penny and get something that actually actively hurts you. Or it's a time where you Penny and get something that you can't use, right? Like you're not running an Ultra Beast deck and you get Lucamine or something like that. Then there are times where you will Penny and you will get a good card that could help you. Like you could Penny a Professors, especially if your opponent has not used both of their Professors. Like, you know, if you look at a common deck in Pocket, like let's take a look, common Pocket deck right here. I'll take a look at this Buzzwole deck I was playing earlier. If you look at this deck, I have 2 Professors, 3 for Erica, 4 for 2 Ericas, Cyrus, Guzma, 2 Lucamines. So, you know, we have a lot of supporters in this deck. A lot of times, like half of a deck could be made up with supporter cards, and you're seeing a little bit of that right here. This deck, again, has, what is this, 5? It has 8 supporters. However, you know, as we were just looking at, a lot of these cards, for most decks are not useful. Erica does nothing if you're not a grass deck, right? Cyrus may not be usable. Guzma could do absolutely nothing if they have no tools. Lusamine is completely useless if they don't have Ultra Beasts. But there are times where Penny is going to pull you a pretty cool card. I think this is going to be fun and bad. That's what I think. It's going to be fun and bad. And the biggest part of it is it's a random card. And so it's not like you look at your opponent's deck and it shows you 3 of them and you get to pick one or something like that. It's going to be a random card. Outside of Silvally decks, I think this will probably be just like cheesy, you know? However, it doesn't work if you pull Penny, right? So it's a supporter card that's not Penny. So there's a reality where this is okay, but I have to give this probably the 1 coin. This is the looker of the set. Probably only useful in 1 deck. At least it's not 0. Looker I would give 0, but this is probably 1. So we'll see. I would like to try it for sure. And I'm happy to be wrong. I don't want a card to just be straight up bad, you know? Then we have Eevee Bag right here. Eevee Bag, trainer item. Choose one. First, during your turn, attacks used by your Pokemon that evolve from Eevee do +10 to your opponent's active. So it doesn't count for Eevee itself, right? It would have to be an evolution. Or your other option, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon that evolves from Eevee. So again, this would heal all of the, like, it would heal an Espeon, it would heal an Umbreon, but it wouldn't heal an Eevee itself. It's definitely going to be in Eevee decks, and there will be a lot of cool uses for this card. This is probably a 3 coin flip. I mean, the whole set's based around Eevee, right? You could do ludicrous damage with this too. Like, imagine you pulled, oh yeah, you could use 2 of these, then Geo. You could use 2 of these, then Geo. You could use 2 of these, and then Red. So you could end up doing 40 more damage, which actually could be pretty good, you know? But we'll see. We'll see how this works out. The one nice thing is there are some Eevees that do some pretty considerable damage. So depending on how you play these, it could be really, really strong. And it's cool that it's not a supporter. You know, it's a trainer. It's an item. It is not a supporter. So you can play other things in your turn. Right now, for me, like the things I've really got my eye on, I think Flareon EX looks pretty good. I think Sylveon EX could be crazy good. Like, you'll just mill through your whole deck with this thing. And then Espeon EX is, like, so scary. This card is so unbelievably scary. I like it a lot. But overall, I'm very excited for this new set. I know that I feel like the thought with any new set is, wow, this is bad. That's always the thought, I swear. Every new set is like, dude, this is bad. I don't think so. I think you're going to find some things in here that become meta. Every single set, we get something that becomes meta. And we don't know what the other supporters are. We don't know what, you know, some of the tools might be in this set. So I'm really interested to see exactly what this looks like. Sobble Boy in the chat says, wait, with all caps. What's the wait? You can use 4 Eevees now. That's exactly right. Eevee EX allows you to use 4 Eevees now. So there you go. Beautiful stuff. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I love you, and I'll see y'all next time. We did it. We did it, chat.